Tonight, we are thrilled to have Casey Johns on the show. Welcome.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good. How are you doing?
Amazing. I'm so happy to finally be on the show.
Hey, tell us where you're coming to us from tonight.
I'm actually home in my apartment. I'm in Nashville tonight, which is so nice. It's a rare night to be home in my apartment. We've been on the road a lot this year.
I'm sure. I'm sure. So, Memphis to Nashville was your travels, right?
So
Or
Memphis,
close
that's
to Memphis.
yeah, that's where I grew up in Memphis, outside of Memphis, in a little town called Hernando, Mississippi, and I've been in Nashville home for probably going on 9 years, which is wild.
Hey, lovely.
We love Nashville. We were
Yes.
there last September for
Yes.
Americana Fest, it's a fantastic city and
Yeah.
so much fun. So fantastic.
Well, that makes me want to ask a question. So, you've had quite the career. You've been on Carnival Cruise Lines, you were at Dollywood, you're touring and writing. So, what has been the biggest highlight so far?
Oh my gosh, are you kidding? Well, I mean, something that's happened just recently, our single hit number 19 on the Texas Road charts, which is really huge.
That's
But man,
awesome.
we've had so many fun milestones along the way. I feel like I've lived lifetimes because I feel like the cruise ship life was a totally different lifetime. And then Dollywood, and then now here in Nashville. And I did the Bill Street scene a long time ago. So it's just like, I feel like I've lived like these little bitty lifetimes along the way. So it's been really fun.
Very, very
Very,
cool.
very cool. Yes, we love following your story and want to know how you got started in this from the get-go. What led you to this career?
Yeah, so I grew up in the rodeo world. My mom was a barrel racer, my dad was a bull rider, and so my mom would always get me to sing national anthems at the rodeos. And my
Cool.
granddad played guitar, and so he got me my first guitar, and we would always pick on the front porch. He taught me how to play, and then it kind of just took off from there. Started a band and started playing on Bill Street, and before you knew it, we were traveling the world. So.
That's very, very cool.
Yeah, and it's so neat to learn from your grandpa too.
Yeah,
You can always have that as a something to look back on, have it in your heart too. That's
Yeah, he
fantastic.
was the best. Yeah, he was the best. Yeah, and grandpas are something special.
absolutely. What would you say is the hardest part about being a musician?
I think nowadays the hardest part is you have to do it all. Like you're honestly like a marketing person, you're a content creator, you know, you're the booker, you're all of these things. And you're trying to do it all by yourself, and it's really, really hard. So it's been amazing this past year to create a team and have people around me that have been able to help me do all these things. So I'm very grateful. But I will say it's definitely still hard. I mean, at the end of the day, you'll never stop working. You'll never stop, waking up in the morning and being like, okay, where am I going to be in a couple of weeks? I still have to make sure I have my calendar full. So it's
Yeah.
definitely tough. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and that touring life, I'm sure gets, well, you just said you aren't hardly home.
Yeah.
So that makes it a little tough, but I'm sure it's a blast too. It's
It,
probably
it
got its,
really is a blast. I never want to take that for granted or never take advantage of the fact that, like, I mean, I get to see the entire world. I mean, we're seeing parts of the world that a lot of people wouldn't be able to see, and I definitely don't want to ever take advantage of the fact of that. Like, it's really, really cool to see and just see different types of cultures in this world and see, just we're doing our first UK tour this year. I've never been to the UK, so like that's going to be a totally different, totally out of my
Yeah.
comfort. That's going to be
When
awesome.
when does that happen?
We leave here May 8th, and we'll be out there for about 3 weeks.
Hey,
coming quick.
that's
Have you ever been there before?
No, this will be my first
Oh,
one.
hey, that will be fun. What cities are you going to?
So I know we're doing like Cardiff, we're doing London. We're not going up to Scotland, but we're staying in that lower part of London area.
very cool.
Yeah,
That's
that's
going to be
awesome. You'll
super
love
fun.
it.
Yes.
My husband and I were just there a couple of years ago. She's been there.
Yep.
It's just a fun,
Ah,
neat to see all the history.
Yes.
Plus, being able to play there, I'm sure will be a blast too.
There's
how's the
big,
food?
if you know, how's the food? How would you say it is kind of bland. I'm not going to lie.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
You can find some really good stuff.
Yes.
You kind of got to look. But I remember, especially Ireland food was so boring. Like I think I ate vegetable soup every day I was there.
I mean, yeah, if you're going with like typical UK food, but there's like curry places.
Yeah.
And I mean, any kind of food you can find there, and it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll find stuff.
Yes, for
Okay.
sure. Sure. Oh my gosh.
So it's songwriting, which is kind of why we're here. What do you think is the hardest part about songwriting or about being a musician?
Oh, I asked that.
Oh, we already asked that. I'm sorry. I read the wrong question.
It's like, wait, what?
Anyways, edit. Writing.
But what is the hardest part about songwriting? It's a separate question.
What writing a song? How do you see it from start to finish? And if you get stuck, what do you do?
Yeah.
That's always something we struggle with.
Yeah, oh, I mean, definitely same here. I think everybody goes through what they call, I guess, a writer's block. I go through definitely times where I'm like, I just don't feel like writing. And then there are times where you're just like popping them out like crazy, you know? I think in the last um, it's probably the last 2 years, I've been writing with the boys in the band, and I spend the most time with them. And I feel like they've been able to pull out parts of me that I've never been able to do before. And, songs about my parents, songs about my grandpa, songs about just my life in general. So I feel like I've definitely struggled with that over the years, trying to pull out who I am and be more vulnerable in a songwriting room. And I think in the last 2 years, I've finally been able to say what I want to say and write what I want to write about and not be embarrassed or not be afraid to be vulnerable about how I grew up or, how I'm living my life now. So I think I've definitely struggled with that over the years, and I think I've overcome that. And I think that's definitely a really hard, bridge to kind of go over.
Yes. Yeah, we definitely struggle with that. It's like you're too close to something. It's hard to talk about. So it's nice to hear that, your collaboration is kind of pulling that out for you, which is
Absolutely.
cool.
Yeah. Well, we grew up together. Obviously, we're sisters.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we collaborate we're mostly lyricists.
Yep.
We collaborate on that. And so sometimes it is too close to home because we know everything about each other.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point.
Absolutely.
Another person to collaborate with.
That's true.
Yes, absolutely.
So we know that you just had Smoke Show come out, right? In like just last week. Tell us about making that and writing that.
Yeah, so Smoke Show I wrote with the boys in the band. And I would always say this line to people, to like anyone on stage. I'd be like, "You look like we would have some fun," just kind of being flirty and fun. And people would always just laugh about it and respond to it. And the guys were like, "We should put that in a song." And so we did that with Smoke Show, and it just turned out great. I mean, Smoke Show was a song for the girls. Like, we need to lift each other up every single day. Women need to support more women. And having a girl sing about how hot another girl looks, I think is really cool because women need to do that more. Like, we need to tell a girl when she's looking like a smoke show? So that was kind of my whole writing process about that.
Absolutely.
So
I do
much
too.
because it's true. We tear each other down and we need to be lifting each other up,
Yep.
especially right now in all this craziness in our world.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
what comes next? What are you working on next?
Yeah,
Sorry,
absolutely.
stole your
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, no, that's exciting. I'm excited that I have answers. It's we got two more singles coming out this year. We got a summer single, we have a fall single. Hopefully, we'll do some stuff for the holidays. We are on tour like crazy this year. We're definitely doing UK in May. We may do UK again in the fall. Maybe go to some Norway dates in the fall. Other than that, we're hitting everything in the States. From Washington, we're gonna get to open up for Clay Walker at the Ellensburg Rodeo. We're playing down in Key West for Fantasy Fest. I mean, we are all over the map this year. So
anywhere
Very
in the Midwest?
exciting.
sorry.
Anywhere in the Midwest?
Yes, I think. I think we're adding some dates. I did see some Midwest states. Yeah, I think they're adding some dates this year, but you can follow my schedule online and we
Very
post
cool.
everything. We post everything at least once a week. So I think I did see some Midwest states though.
Very good,
Yay.
'cause then we can come out and check you out.
Yes. That would be
Let's see you
awesome.
live. Okay, if you're not doing music stuff, where would we find you? What kind of hobbies do you have or what do you like to do?
I love to hike. I love anything outdoors. I love being on the water. You can always find me at a beach. If I have time off, I'm going to the ocean. Like anytime I have some time off, or I'm going hiking. Anything to do outdoors.
Very
Cool.
cool. Is there places around Nashville that you like to go hiking?
Yeah, there's a lot of places around here which are really cool. They recently I've been finding some like waterfall hikes that are about maybe an hour drive from here. So if you wake up early, drive an hour outside of Nashville, the waterfall hikes are beautiful around Tennessee.
Very cool. Okay, so on the side note of the other things you like to do, we know that you have your own whiskey. Tell us about that.
That was such a fun process. About 2 years ago, Um, a friend of ours had recommended this whiskey company, and I knew I had a song called Whiskey Break, and it kind of all fell into place. I met this company called Cali Distillery, and they were doing this artist submission thing at the time, and it turned out we were a great fit, and we partnered together, and I got to go through the whole process of, tasting the whiskey, picking out what flavor I wanted, going through to design, and just working with them and collabing with them was just so much fun. So yeah, the whiskey that I have is a very smoky mesquite whiskey. So it's good in an old fashioned or on the rocks.
I was going to ask him like, what hints of flavors, but you already answered my question.
I'm not a huge whiskey drinker. I've tried it, but I'm kind of a wuss when it comes to that stuff, but I would try it. What's the name, just to share with listeners?
Yeah, it's called Thunder.
Thunder.
Very cool.
Okay, that's very
And
cool.
you can find it at any Total Wine store. So you guys actually might be able to pick it up.
We do. Yes. All right.
Okay, we're going to check it out.
We have a new plan. So as a creative, you talked about having to do all of the things. How do you kind of maintain your mental and physical wellness?
Yeah, I definitely try to eat as healthy as I can, especially when we're out on the road. It's really, really tough to find good food. So I've definitely tried to really, I mean, I think anything we put into our bodies is has an effect on the way you perform on stage and the way you breathe on stage. So yeah, just trying to eat healthy and then just trying to exercise regularly. I mean, anytime we stay at these hotels on the road, I always ask for a hotel with a gym just so I can get a good run in before we go to the show. Yeah, and I read a lot too. I really love to read all the time on the road, all the hours you're spending in a van, just listening to podcasts or picking up a new book, just trying to fill like your heart, mind, and soul at the same time. It's tough, but you can do it.
Yeah. Very
cool.
good.
You seem like you're very energetic and effervescent.
Balanced.
So, yeah, I love
which is good. Yeah.
So are you guys,
cool.
though. The energy just feeds.
Spazzy, but
we are. Sure we are. It's like we can own that. It's fine.
With the sisters, we finish each other's sentences all the time.
Constantly.
And thoughts and whatever.
Yep.
It's fun. We have a good time.
Are you guys twins or just sisters?
Just sisters.
Just sisters, yeah. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm about, or maybe I'm 6 foot. She's
See her?
5'7".
Yeah.
5'8".
5'8".
I gotta keep that extra inch.
About 3 years apart.
Yep.
But very close, obviously.
Do you have siblings?
I do. I have an older sister. I have a stepsister that's older and an older stepbrother. So I'm the baby.
Did any of them get into music?
Not at all.
What about rodeo?
My oldest sister used to rodeo a little bit. And then she kind of got into modeling and then she kind of did her own thing. So
very cool.
Very
cool.
Each
That's their own.
That's right.
Their own path. Do they get to come out and see you at all? You to see them on the road?
They come out sometimes. Yeah, me and my brother are pretty close. They come out to a lot of our shows. Yeah.
Love that. It's good too.
Very too. So we're going to ask you our big 4 questions that we ask everybody that comes onto the show. The first one is, what was your first gig that you remember? And what has been so far your favorite gig?
Oh, my first gig was probably singing national anthem at a rodeo. Yeah, that was probably my first gig, I would imagine. And then my favorite gig, oh wow, that's so tough. Wow, I don't even know. One of my favorite gigs this year, I think, has been we just recently opened up for Diamond Rio in Texas at the Rodeo, and that was the coolest venue by far that we have played at this year. It was such a great sound in there. We're talking about hopefully, going back there to play again and maybe doing some shows next year. But that's probably been my favorite gig this year.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Tell me the name one more time.
It's called
the venue. Okay. So I love it.
It's neat that this year has been already so
oh my gosh.
and it's only April. It's going to be such a great year.
That's
fantastic.
Okay, tell us who your influences are.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Sheryl Crow. She's definitely one of my favorites. She's just just a really cool guitarist, a really cool bluesy singer, and I really love what she does in songwriting. She's by far my favorite. I love Miranda Lambert. Yeah, those are probably my 2 favorites.
Very cool favorites to
Yep.
have. Very
Agree.
Awesome people too.
Yeah, for
okay.
sure.
What are you currently, would you say, playing on repeat? when you get to listen to other music.
Red Clay Strays right now. I'm listening to them a ton right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fun. Love them. They're
And
coming to Omaha, I think.
They are. They're going. We might be out of town. You know,
Oh,
we'll get to see them eventually.
Well, yeah, yeah. We missed them last time they were here.
I
too,
know.
but eventually we'll get there.
That's right. So, what advice would you give to new musicians and or songwriters?
I think honestly it's just to like be yourself. I think this industry is really, really tough whenever you're comparing yourself to other people and you're trying to find out who you are. I think honestly just stick to your roots, write about what you know and just be yourself in this industry and I think people will really just love who you are, you know.
Very cool. Do you find that this is off the track here for a minute, but do you think that in Nashville people are pretty accepting of new people coming in and how does
It's a good question.
Nashville treat new musicians?
I don't know. That's a tough one. I feel like I was always pretty accepted, but in the last couple years, I can't tell you the last time we really have like played shows here. We've been on the road so much the last couple of
Yeah.
years. It's I mean every now and then we'll do a show here. But every time I come back here, people are always like, "Oh my gosh, come back in and we'll take care of you." People are always super super nice here, so
I always hear that from other musicians
Yeah.
that Nashville is a place to go when you're starting out because people embrace you as one of their own and not
Yep.
so much,
The competition.
yeah,
Yeah.
oh, I have to compete with you all the time.
Yeah.
I think that's
So
why
just
it's such a
curious,
great,
yeah.
I'm just curious, but I think that's why it's such a fun city to go to visit
Mhm.
too, because you don't feel like an outsider, even though you might be.
Yeah.
completely. No, I totally agree with that. I think sometimes when I'm out on the road and then I come back and I'm like, am I going to be accepted here anymore because I've been gone for so long? People are always totally cool. So it's good to be gone for a while and then come back and people just like welcome you in with open arms. So
Nice.
Love it. Okay, so now it is time for your shameless plug. Tell us where we can find your music. Tell us about your website, your social media, Bandcamp, any of that stuff.
yeah, you can go to kcjohns.rocks. Casey is just two letters, K and a C, JOHNS.rocks. You can find the tour schedule, all the media. You can buy the whiskey online, all the things. So.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Okay, I want to ask one more question too. We know that were named for someone famous. Tell us about that.
Yes.
I was named after Casey and the Sunshine Band.
I love it. Did your mom and dad just love them or?
Oh, my mom loved Casey and the Sunshine Band. She was a huge disco fan. It's crazy because I saw that Casey and the Sunshine Band were coming through Nashville last year, and I bought tickets immediately. I went and saw them at the Ryman. They put on the best show, so I'm so happy I got to see them in concert.
I love
Yay.
that so much.
That's so cool.
That's really
I want
cool.
to see my namesake.
That's right. I love it. Okay. We cannot thank you enough for being on the show. This has been so much fun.
Excuse my asking the same question twice. I apologize.
We haven't had dinner, so you got to give us a little slack.
Me either, so I get it.
That's great. No, this has been super fun. I'm glad
Yes.
we got a chance to talk with you.
You've taken
Me
your time.
too. I hope I get to see you guys soon.
Yes.